For the past half year, I've been working pretty much every day developing the 78-acre parcel outside of Iquitos, Peru. The backyard, it goes pure Amazon rainforest all the way to the Brazilian border. I'm walking right now to the port, which connects directly to the Amazon River. So not only am I off grid, I'm off of any type of real roads. It's the largest city in the world that you can't get to by road. So you got to take a plane or a boat. And this property in particular is across the Amazon River from that area. This is where I'm living now. I'm planning on getting some areas ready for farming. There's a lot of really exotic fruits that I'm interested in farming out here, and I'm also, looking to build an ayahuasca center. That's one of the main driving points of this. It's the main source of tourism here in Iquitos, and so for those that have been following my channel know that I've had quite a bit of experience, with shamanism and different countries. I'm looking to develop something here, and you can see this is a little project that I was building. The river will get high enough where it will flood this entire plain. So I have these stairs that come down, and this whole area is kind of like the high ground. This has been an invigorating project. I've lost a lot of weight actually just working on my land and working with some of the guys, and been living a healthier lifestyle. And out here, it's not like where we're from in the US where you have building codes or things you have to follow. I can literally build whatever I want. This is the Amazon. It's high water season right now. It's this port that I had went down 26 steps. It's about the same pace that it is right now, and so that's how high the river has come up since the dry water season. The constant passage of boats, cargo boats, things like that, they tend to follow the path closest to my property because the water is the deepest. On the other side, it's actually an incredibly beautiful beach. When it dries out, it's on a very gradual plane, and it's just an awesome beach. And some of my my neighbors, that own land, over there, they're cultivating what's known as yucca and this particular bean and rice. This was a little place that I built right here actually. And until the trees started falling in the water. There was a really big one that was right here. You can't see anymore. It probably got washed away. The Amazon is slowly eating away at the bank of the river. It's mainly due to the heavy boat traffic. When they send these huge waves, it crashes into the bank and it just causes everything to kind of fall out. One of the really awesome things about living here is I see almost a new insect, a new animal, a new plant every single day. I really, really enjoy the biodiversity that you have in this area and the connection that you have to nature. This is a project that I started quite a while ago. You can see the vines growing up. This is only like 4 months. This entire area was cleared. I mean, this stuff just grows incredibly fast. So I'm gonna be doing some work to this. I have different workers in town that work for me from different times, and I have some awesome guys, some guys that have just been incredible to work with. They work hard. I pay them essentially about 5 soles an hour. It's about $1.25. So they're making about $5 a day when I'm paying them maybe a half day, like for 4 hours in the morning. So I've got a guy right now that's doing some cleanup work. He's been cutting down trees, getting it ready for these little areas for farming. I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a walk around and a tour of what I've been busy working on. So there's a little bit of a path here. The water in this area tends to be where the water flows. That's where we set up a water tank. So this water tank, it goes down about 20 meters and it pulls groundwater. This was a really amazing place to take a shower. Essentially this is my view and what I'm looking at, while I'm taking a shower. It's a very big piece of property. I haven't even explored, most of the areas for it. So it's going to be really interesting as I discover more. So if someone was coming to my property and wanted to stay in my bungalow, if I turned it into an Airbnb, there needs to be a road. And so the idea that I have is this is about 25 meters from the property line, and I'm going to build a road that's going to go all the way back and connect to the bungalows back there. Little by little, we're doing a lot of work out here. The work will be never ending. It's, you know, this is the first building, doesn't have any windows, and so that's where I'm staying right now. We have plans to build a concrete house over in the corner over there, or maybe out of brick. Just cleared this area, put up a fence around it. Going to be growing a plant called toronja. It's great in refrescos and drinks. It's just it's really delicious. It's one of my workers back there that's clearing and cutting down some of the trees and starting some fires. This is my generator house right here. We're saving a few of the plants. We're going to cut down this giant tree right here. You know, you can kind of see it's starting to break up a little bit here. You know, it's got termites on it, so it's not looking good, but it has a ton of wood in there, and it's going to be great for doing some different projects here and building some different structures. I'll take you guys on a little bit of a tour of my bungalows in the back. So one of the ideas that I have, you know, kind of in this area is to, you know, open it up. It helps with insects. There's a lot of problems with ants, with termites, with bees, wasps. It's, you know, kind of a never-ending struggle sometimes. Just kind of clearing it out and clearing the space out a little bit, you know, it helps with those problems. They have these aguaje trees. These are fairly popular. Kind of looks like a big palm. This is fruit, and you take off this peel, and people love it here. People eat it. They sell it in streets all over. You know, I've had it. It's okay. It's kind of a little bit of a bland taste for me. And it kind of a little bit starchy. The drinks, when they kind of grind it down and just kind of get the pure juice out of it, oh, those are delicious. They put that in these like ice cream here, like kind of like these little ice cream treats they put in like a plastic bag. It's only, you know, one sol, so it's like 25 cents. They're delicious. There's a lot of really interesting fruits that grow just naturally. So I've been wanting to save some of those as I start to, you know, cultivate my land. There's always, you know, interesting things, you know, to learn out here in nature. And so I don't say that I'm an expert in anything, but the idea that I have is to incorporate people that do have a lot of expertise. And so I've met some really interesting jungle guides and people that just, you know, they've been living out here their whole life, so they know everything. But I've been living, you know, 100% on crypto. You know, basically, you know, the few passive income projects that I have gone down in value. And so in my last video, I was talking about doing a lot more traveling and things like that, but ended up having a lot of issues and problems with theft on my land. It wasn't developed yet, and people were stealing my trees. In this area that we're going to come out up to, they actually cleared out the entire area. They cleaned it so they could collect all the fruit, you know, that comes from the trees. So, you know, I mean, essentially they're stealing from me, but you know, their argument was, well, if he doesn't do anything, they're just going to rot away. They have different things that grow in this cleared area and drops on the ground. My girlfriend has taken buckets of this stuff back, and her family loves it. They just, you know, they eat it all up in one day. This is umari. There's a bunch of them here. Sensitive. As it starts to ripen, it'll get really soft. But it's a hike. It takes about 10 minutes to walk into the back. Perhaps what I'll do is, you know, set up some walk and talks, maybe where I do some videos where I kind of talk about some of the things that have been going on with, you know, my property and developing it. And on top of that, kind of talking a little bit more about crypto projects. You only need one home run, and, you know, certainly hit some, you know, many home runs in crypto, and it's allowed me to live here in the Amazon and live a lifestyle that's just, you know, very different from the ordinary person, but you know, I love it. Some of those really big trees, the kind of the old growth ones, they might be interesting projects for tree houses. That does really well out here. They have tree houses that have been built that you know, they rent for like $300 a night, something crazy. And so there's a company out here that builds them for like $20,000 US with American engineers and planning. And you know, if you can do something, you know, somewhat similar, you kind of get out from, you know, the jungle where, you know, that bottom layer, there's a lot of bugs. You get up in the trees and everything, and a lot of those problems with some of those bugs, they tend to go away. So this is a house, a storage place that we built. It's still under construction, so you know, they've taken the door and closed it with nails and kind of nailed it up, but this is going to be kind of like a meeting area. It still need a lot more protection from the rain. You know, when it rains really hard, it can be, you know, it just comes in here and soaks everything. So it's going to take some time to close up properly. Amazing, awesome looking trees. You know, it's just very different here. You have this tree, kind of comes up at like a right angle and goes up. You have these different vines. I'll take you guys to the bungalows. You know, that's the ones we're trying to finish up right now, so that we can offer, you know, lodging and people can come stay with me. You can come stay out here. I love to talk crypto. Met a few people in Iquitos that have a little bit of experience. There's just things that tend to interest me more, shamanism and crypto and living in nature, and that's what I'm focused on. And I'm planning on building a community of like-minded people. This is the path that leads up to the bungalows. I'm going to use to finish this off. We have the OHAs, which is the roofing. This area right here is the bathroom that we're working on. So you put the posts in the ground with plastic, and these are going to be the septic tanks. So they built 2 septic tanks. You know, just so beautiful, and that's part of the allure of staying in a little bungalow like this. You know, it's small. You know, it's just a place to sleep, and we've got an area a little bit more central that's a little bit more cleared out, and we're going to use that for the first maloka, which is where shaman services are done. We'll put a little pit fire in the middle, space for the smoke to come out, and netting, and just, you know, be connected to the ground. For those people that are interested in jungle guides, there's trails that can be blazed here, and I think that's just, you know, an awesome aspect that, you know, behind me is nothing but pure virgin Amazon rainforest, and all the way to the Brazilian border. And on top of that, they just put in Elon Musk's Starlink, which is giving 300 meg internet speeds anywhere out here. So you have the ability to have super fast internet and living at dirt cheap prices. So that's an update overview on what I've been working on out here on my land out in Peru. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video here.